Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Alyssa and this is Paws Book Club. I call it that because I am a veterinarian and I have 2 dogs and 2 cats and we like to read together. A little bit about myself. I am a veterinarian. I'm only working part-time right now because my husband and I just had a baby this last year. He is 9 months old already and he is just such a busy little boy, such a happy little boy. I love being home with him. My husband is also a veterinarian. We met in vet school. He reads a little bit, but not as much as me. I mostly read fantasy and romance books. My husband reads some fantasy books, although so far I haven't gotten him to read any of my romantasy books, but he does enjoy fantasy. Right now he is reading Brandon Sanderson. A few of my favorite auto-buy authors, just so you can get a little sense of who I am as a reader. I love Abby Jimenez. All of her book boyfriends are top-notch amazing. Sarah Adams, she writes very sweet romances. There's not a lot of spice to them, but they're a lot of fun. Elsie Silver, she is amazing, especially with The Single Dad. I've read all of her books so far. I finished up her backlist last year. Sarah J. Maas, so far I haven't read Crescent City yet, but I think I might try to read that this year. I don't know. I was so excited. I read all of ACOTAR 3 years ago, all of Throne of Glass 2 years ago, and then last year I was gonna read Crescent City, but then the third one came out and a lot of people were disappointed in that, and whenever that happens I don't know, I'm not super excited to pick up the series in those instances, but I do want to read it eventually. I also read the Shepherd King duology, One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns last year by Rachel Gillig, and I absolutely love that series as well. She's coming out with a new series this year, I believe, and so I'm excited to read that. Let's do some bookish goals for the year. I set my Goodreads goal at 100 books. I read 121 I think last year, so it seems pretty doable. I just don't want to overexert myself. I want to read more diverse books. I also want to read at least one banned book a month. That's a goal of mine. I'm currently reading Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison for this month, so we'll see how that goes. I just started it. So I would also like to get my physical TBR down. At the beginning of the year, I was at 116. I think a reasonable goal is to get that down by half. So I need to read 58 of my physical TBR, but I also need to be very conscious about buying books. So I am going to be put on a book buying ban. I'm allowing myself to buy them if I have read them either on Kindle Unlimited or through my library and I absolutely love them, then I can get myself a shelf trophy, but I do want to try to work on not building up my physical TBR a bunch because I want to get that down. Along those same lines, I do want to use the library more. My local public library just redid itself. I haven't been to it yet, but I do want to go, so if I do go, I will take you guys along with me to show you all the exciting things. They've been working out of a temporary location with very limited stock of books, so I'm excited to see the new building. So again, using the library more. I use a lot of Libby and Hoopla for audiobooks especially, but ebooks as well. I also want to be more conscious about the arcs that I sign up for. I feel like whenever I have an arc, it almost feels like homework, and it just kind of takes the enjoyment out of reading that book. So less arcs this year for sure. I have a bad habit of starting a series and then moving on to a different book and then waiting a year plus to finish that series. So at the end of last year, I was really trying to finish up a lot of series, which I did pretty good. So my goal is just to continue series after I start them, to, if I'm enjoying them, to make sure I'm getting rid of series instead of just being in the middle of 12 of them at a time. Those are my bookish goals for 2025. Books that I am super excited to get to this year. I really want to read the Bridge Kingdom series by Daniel L. Jensen. I really want to read the Legendborn series. Read the Caraval series this last year, so I'm excited to read the Once Upon a Broken Heart series by Stephanie Garber this year. I still have not got Onyx Storm. It's supposed to be coming in the mail today, so we'll see. It's been like a week already that it's been out, and I haven't been able to read it yet because it hasn't come. So I hope it comes and it's not damaged or anything, but I'm excited to read that. I've been trying to avoid spoilers like crazy for that. I really want to read Red Queen series by Victoria Aveyard. I've had the first book on my TBR for like over a year now, and I honestly didn't think I knew what it was about. I honestly thought it was a vampire book, but then everybody, once Powerless came out, was saying that it's very similar to Powerless, but better, so that made me really interested to read it actually more now. I liked Powerless. Reckless, not so much. I feel like nothing happened in that book, but I'll still read the next book in the series, I'm sure, but that just made me more excited to read Red Queen. I also want to read the Boys of Tommen series by Chloe Walsh this year, and I think I also want to get into Zodiac Academy this year. We'll see how that goes. I think those are all the books. So far this month I've been in like such a fantasy mood. I've just been reading a bunch of fantasy books. I don't know why, I've just been really in the mood for fantasy lately, so I haven't read a lot of romance recently. I think that is enough of me yapping at you guys. I am excited to make some videos for you guys, some longer videos. I've been on TikTok and Instagram for a while now, and I just feel like I like to yap longer than those videos really want. I just want to be kind of like realistic, you know, my life as a reader, as a mom, so it's gonna be a little messy sometimes, not super hi baby. He woke up from his nap. It's gonna be realistic, maybe not super aesthetic all the time, but this is me, this is who I am. It's gonna be a little bit of a learning curve, learning to make and edit these YouTube videos, so to start out I'm hoping to at least do like 2 videos a month. We'll see how it goes. Maybe if I get more into it I'll make them more frequently, but that is the goal, at least 2 videos a month. I'm excited to be on Booktube now and make some new friends here, and yeah, just kind of talk about reading, talk about my life. I'm excited to get into it. We'll see you guys for my next video. Bye.